There are 9 specific success habits that successful women have. And in this video, I am going over these 9 different habits that I believe every woman should have if they want to be a successful entrepreneur, or honestly, if you just want to grow wealth and be abundant. I have adapted these habits into my life. They have been absolutely transformative. But what I'll say, it's not necessarily an exhaustive list. I have made so many changes in my life personally to grow my successful mindset, change my worldview, and to completely just restart my life for this goal of success. So let's dive into the 9 different tips and 9 different ways that you can implement into your life so that you can continue to grow more successfully as a woman in this day and age. So number 1, it's kind of an obvious one, but it's critical to realize because this one is getting more sleep. Now, there is an entire science behind sleep, and most Americans see sleep as a burden, right? It gets in our way. You want to stay up late to get things done. You need to wake up early to get to work and get the kids ready. But when you look at the science behind sleep, it is absolutely restorative, so helpful with your memories, and it is so helpful for body and preventing diseases. So when it comes to sleep, I call this your number 1 successful habit. It's about having a routine where you go to bed at the same time every night and you wake up at the same time every morning. It's important to have your consistency with your sleep cycles. But to be honest, when you want to learn more about sleep, I highly recommend this book by Matthew Walker. It is an amazing, amazing book that'll give you so much insight about how to improve your sleep and how to honestly improve your entire health overall through sleep alone. Now, the second tip, and this is very helpful for when you want to be really in the moment, is to turn your notifications off. Okay, sounds a little simple as well, but you guys, this is so important because we are in this culture where we have to always be checking, right? We always are getting new texts, new emails, new notifications from social media. So when you are doing your work, when you're trying to build your online business, when you're trying to learn, to read, to do your schoolwork, whatever you are doing, but turning those notifications off can make a big difference with your productivity. Tip number 3 is to find a deep focus playlist. So I really have found it to be very helpful to go into Spotify, or of course you can go into Pandora or something free, to go onto one of these music streaming services and to find a deep focus playlist. Everyone has a different suggestion. So some people really like classical music, other people like jazz, and so everyone's different. But finding a playlist that you can turn on, and you only turn it on when you are going to be productive, learning. It is so important to have a playlist where it is playing and it puts your mind in the mindset of work. And so this actually ties into our next tip, because our next tip is to use essential oils. So I know that sounds a little new age, but listen here. Just find a scent, whether it be lavender or peppermint or your specific scent. And some people just put it under their nose, some people put it on their wrists, other people may put it in a diffuser. But by having a consistent scent, consistent sound, it puts your brain in this mindset, knowing that when I smell the smell, and this is the same as when you chew gum during studying, during work, it helps your focus. And so it's a way to tune in your focus, and it's a nice way to tell your brain, okay, we are going to be productive, we're going to work, we're going to study, we're going to do what we need to do for this time period. Now, the 5th tip, and this is more of our successful habits tip with this, it is to learn to say no. And you've heard this before, I'm sure you have, but saying no and getting that habit is so important. So many of us want to please others, right? We want to serve others. We want to please others. If they want to hang out, you want to go hang out with them, right? Sometimes just to avoid your responsibilities. But saying no is so critical to growing your success, because then you can really hone down onto what is important. If you're trying to build a side business, for example, and you keep saying yes to all these events on the weekend, and then you never have time to build up your business, it just extends that time period so long. Our next tip, number 6, is to use the one thing method. So the one thing is this book that talks about how to do one thing every single day to get you toward your goal. So all of us have different goals, right? Some of us have big financial goals, which I always talk about, is growing your finance, growing your wealth and abundance. Or maybe you just have goals with your career. Maybe you have goals with building a side business. Maybe it be whatever it is. Doing one thing a day to get yourself there to that goal is so much better than trying to pile everything all at once. Let's say you have this big 3 to 5 year goal, right? You want to have all your debt paid off. Let's just say there. But what I want you to think about is today, what is one thing that you can do to get yourself closer to that goal? It may be simply reviewing your finances, looking at your expenses and income statements, or it may simply be not going and getting that coffee today. It's all about thinking about long-term and everything compounding together. So when it comes to the one thing, what can you do one day today to get yourself one step closer to your goal in the end? The 7th productive tip I have found to be extremely helpful when it came to studying for my graduate studies, when it comes to doing work for my website and for my YouTube, and it's to do the 20-20-20 or the 30-30 method. Now, what this means is for you to do specifically different work every 20 minutes or every 30 minutes. It depends. I typically tend to like the 20-20-20, where I do 20 minutes of one work. Maybe it's writing an article. Then 20 minutes of learning, reading, researching, maybe something different. I don't exactly intend to finish the first task, but you start a new task, and then the third 20 of the hour, you take a break. And I know that sounds crazy. You may be like, are you kidding? That's a long time that you take a break. Why would you do that? And so there's actually a really psychological science behind this. And it's about how, honestly, every 20 to 30 minutes, we completely lose focus. And you may feel like you're really in focus, but that's when you go for your phones. That's when you go for your bathroom or water breaks. And so it's all about right before you lose your focus, starting something new. So the 30-30 method, again, then is doing something for 30 minutes and then doing something different or taking a break. And then you go back and you do the work. So it's all about staying on top of your productivity rather than trying to cram and get everything done at once and actually wasting your time. The 8th tip is one that is found on the book Atomic Habits. I love the book Atomic Habits. If you need to learn how to improve your daily habits and you just feel like you don't have good self-control, then I highly recommend you check out that book. But this tip is to make your daily hard habits, your bad habits, difficult. Okay, so to make your daily bad habits difficult. Maybe you like going to get coffee every day. I know I keep using that example, but maybe you don't like going to the gym and you keep skipping the gym and you keep telling yourself, my goodness, why do I keep skipping the gym? Well, the key here is to actually make your bad habits into very difficult habits. So with this, you want to say, okay, I want to make going to coffee really difficult. So you choose a different route to go to work. Let's say you get to coffee before you go to work. Or maybe you sleep in every day and you're keeping really late to work and it gives you a lot of stress. Instead, you could put one alarm and make it so that you can't keep putting on snooze, and so your brain psychologically understands that you have one chance to get up or you're screwed, essentially. So it's all about trying to make those bad habits a little bit harder on yourself to actually do those bad habits so that you can, in the end, make a good habit. The last tip that we're talking about is to go to bed earlier. Now, I know I talked about sleep earlier. Sleep is so important, but going to bed earlier and waking up earlier is a really proven way to how millionaires are successful. It's one of those success habits everyone talks about. They say, go exercise, wake up early, you'll be good. Not really. It's how you use that time. So you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. It all depends on your work schedule and whatever it be. But by waking up and just getting an extra 30 minutes, maybe you spend 10 minutes doing a really quick HIIT workout, or maybe you meditate, maybe you pray, maybe you read the Bible, maybe you journal, whatever it is that you specifically do, having that extra time and then not being stressed to go to work can make a huge difference on your entire day. But once you do it, you realize that it is an amazing lifestyle change. Okay, well, hopefully you're able to implement some of these productivity hacks into your life to change your lifestyle and to change your worldview and to ultimately change your life. So comment down below and let me know which of these that you actually use in your life or which you'd like to implement. Be sure to go check out the other videos within my lifestyle series to learn how to continue to grow your entrepreneurial skills, to learn how to change your lifestyle to be more abundant, and to ultimately grow to achieve your goals. Thanks for watching.